who pops in here. I am working on a painting, so I'll just go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, screen share my desktop. Okay. All right, so I'm working on this painting from Burning Man. I took this photo, and then later the temple burned. This is the temple, and they burn it at the end, so I thought I would paint the temple then and later, kind of get it all into one. Let's see here. Hello, hello? Is that RC? Hey RC, how are you doing?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. How are you doing?
All right, sorry. I am just setting everything back up. I was had everything all unplugged. So.
Okay, no problem. What are you up to tonight?
There we go. Much better. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. It's just goofing around a little bit here. Just goofing around. Just working on a little painting. I was talking to myself there because the recording starts actually immediately. Hello, Billy. Hello, Helen. How are you?
Hi. Came in to keep you company.
Good. Good. You guys having a nice evening?
Morning.
Yeah, actually, I was just playing around with. This is a program called Huda. Huda Geo. Here, hold up a second. I'll show you. I'll paste it into to L chat. But it's basically like I've been wanting to get all those pictures set up for the Stuck on Earth thing, adding the geocoding.
Yeah.
And I found this app called Huda that for the Mac lets you just embed all the GPS information. So basically, you load them into this thing. You load them into this thing. You can use whatever it is that you want. You can use, Google Earth. You can use GPS coordinates if you have it. You can browse around, spin around, and then once you get them where you want it, you turn around and export it, and it lets you export right from there. It lets you export into Flickr.
Oh, really?
So I just did a bunch of them there. So I'm right now. I'm going back in and I'm just kind of adding my caption information so that I could put them onto the Stuck on Earth community.
Oh, okay, great. That'll be huge. What area of town is that in?
What's that?
What area is that?
Which one?
What area are you geotagging?
Oh, Ybor City here in Tampa.
Okay.
So, but I haven't submitted anything yet because I'm still putting in my title and my descriptions. Now I can always go back and do this. I'm thinking.
Yeah, you don't have to have it pulls it live at runtime, so you don't have to worry too much about getting it at launch.
Oh, okay. All right. So then here, let me see if this works.
How are you doing tonight, Billy?
I'm fine. Just popping into some hangouts.
Is it a chilly evening there in Canada?
It's not too bad. I think it went all the way up to plus 10 Celsius today.
Oh, really? Okay. I just posted this publicly, so you guys are mega live now.
Yeah,
You got a nice day today, Helen? I guess your day's just starting.
It's just starting. It's 8:21. It's solstice, but there's no sun today. We've got a very, very rainy day, dark day, thundery, lightning day.
Did you say it's the solstice?
Yes, it's a solstice.
Yep.
December solstice. Get out and shoot the sun.
It's the 22nd.
It is.
For anybody who can see the sun, get out and shoot it.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's telling me that I can't add this picture, so now I'm playing around with it. Come on, dude.
Trey, what painting is that? Where are you doing that?
You mean what tool am I doing, or where's the location?
Yeah. No. Not the location. What tool are you using?
This is a tool called Art Rage. It was
Oh, yeah.
suggested to me
I was
by
gonna-
the...
Daniel Benes?
yeah, Daniel suggested I use this thing, so I've been using it for the past few weeks.
Yeah, I was in a
So-
hangout with him last night. He was trying to teach digital painting live, and that's what he was using.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you
cool.
painting-
He actually
over
gave
a
us an
photograph?
assignment.
No, I have this photograph here that I'm using as sort of a guide.
So you're painting, looking at the photograph, but not over the photograph, right?
Right.
Okay.
Just sort of using it as a guide. Of sorts. Who just joined up? Hey, Doug K, how are you?
Why can't I hear anything?
Oh, no.
Hi.
Oh, no. I'm not as talky as I usually am, mostly because I'm just trying to focus here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out this. This picture thing, and now it's beginning to bug me because I can't make it work.
Now I have audio.
You sound a little silent.
As soon as this started, what I do? Can you
You
hear
don't
me?
sound so great for a broadcast professional there, Doug.
You sound like a robot.
My audio.
Oh, there he goes.
There he
He'll be
goes.
back.
He'll be back. He'll be back. So you guys are having a pretty good day. That's good.
Yeah.
What's the most interesting hangout you've been in today, Billy?
I guess the last one. I hung out with Google earlier today, Google Plus, and Louis Gray and Natalie Lobos was in there. Last one I was in.
Hey, Doug, we have to
Went,
mute you. It's
quite a
we can't. It's
long
too much.
time.
Because you're like breathing into the
Okay.
microphone, and then it sounds like some sort of staccato rhythm in my ear. Hey,
Is he muted now?
my old friend Keith, how are you, buddy?
Hey Trey, how you doing?
Good.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm just
I
goofing
just
off
watched
here. Anything.
Trey's, not Trey, Thomas Hawk's Hangout. That was
Yeah,
a
we
very
just
good
finished
one.
it, and it's
Yeah.
funny we were just about to tie up the after show, and my home ISP crashed and took me out of Hangout.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but it came back up about 10 minutes later, so I'm okay.
Oh no. How is Sweet
was a really
Vidcast
good
going?
Just very busy.
Very busy. Good.
Busy.
Did I see you're doing a Disney Hangout soon?
I did one already. I did a Disney on-air broadcast because it's one of the few where people don't need to share their desktops, so it was easier to do.
Right.
And then we did on Tuesday we did the Life Through the Lens show, and we talked about doing it as an on-air, but we dismissed it because of the desktop sharing problem. And then we didn't end up sharing any desktops, so I could have done it that way.
Oh. Yeah, you could have done it that way.
Yeah, because that was a good show too to do.
Very cool.
So I'm not embarrassed to see you because your episode is transcoding right now.
That's okay. So how was Thomas's show tonight? Those are always entertaining.
Oh, it was good.
Good.
It was good. It was very enjoyable. I mean, Karen is always great. So when you put
Karen is good. She's one of my best students. I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. I'm hoping to be one of your students soon as well. I got a question for
You're
you.
busy. You can be my student at any time.
I am busy, but I thought in January I'm going to start a photo a day thing, and I want people to be critical and tell me how to be better, and I'll do it even with my phone if I have to. So, is it worth going through the HDR tutorial?
Well, yes. It's it's 11 hours long, and you see me do photo after photo after photo after photo, so you just get it over time. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, especially if you're photo curious, which you seem to be. Pretty much everyone loves it. The only people that we get returns from, which is like less than 1%, are people who complain. I think there's 9 lessons, and in the first 20 minutes of each lesson or so, I do a bit of philosophy about art and how art and life and aesthetics and epistemology and all these things fit together into the grand flow. And some people just don't like that. They say, where do I click in Photoshop? What tool do I click on? We do that kind of stuff too, but not without a firm foundational basis. At least that's sort of my technique. So, who just joined? I missed it. Oh, Sly, how's it going, brother?
Hey, Trey, how you doing, buddy?
Good. I won't be so entertaining tonight. I'm just kind of goofing off here.
Doing a little tutorial?
No. I'm not a tutorial at all. I'm just experimenting.
Cool. Well, I'm glad I get to join in while you experiment.
Oh, thanks. Well, have low expectations because I'm.
I've thrown those
All right,
out the window a long time ago.
I think I figured this out. I'm pumped.
Hey, RC.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Good. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to be able to tag so that I can do my part on the Stuck on Earth community.
Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting for the droid version so that I can do my part.
Dude, keep waiting.
Hey, Sly, any chance you can join us in Yosemite?
Actually, I was just talking with Thomas, and we were just doing a little podcast thing there, and things are looking pretty good for the Yosemite trip. I might be able to make it.
All right. That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it's at the top of my list right now. It's my Christmas/New Year's wish. But no, things are going good. I think I should be able to attend.
Good.
Yeah. Hi, Helen.
Hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
Everybody just sitting back watching Trey doing some processing, yeah?
Well,
Yep.
can't really tell what he's doing.
You can't
He's
really see my
painting.
brushstrokes?
I can't see anybody.
do
I
it
haven't-
more. I make very tiny little brushstrokes, like this.
Hey, Keith, so this is where you went, huh?
Yeah, my home network just went down again. I'm on the backup DSL for this Hangout too. That's why your connection's so poor.
I got up early to watch
And I'm not
the Thomas Hawk.
seeing most of the avatars. I'm not seeing.
No, he's not sounding good.
Yeah. I think you're Cyloning again there.
Cylon. Oh, there he is.
So let me get caught up a little bit. Trey, so you're working on a painting.
I'm really just experimenting. This is
Oh, okay.
nothing formal. I'm just playing with color and light. This is a photo I took at Burning Man right here, and I'm using it sort of as reference because what happens at the end of Burning Man is they take this temple, which changes every year, and they burn the whole thing down.
Right.
So this is a little bit of a before and after all in one painting.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I've been working on it for about, for a long time. And I was kind of hoping that my artist friend Daniel would come in to give me a bit of painting advice. I was a little bit crude with this tool.
Hey, Ricardo.
Kind of experiment.
Hey, Sly.
Hey, Ricardo, how are you, buddy?
How's it going, Trey?
Good. How's your photography coming along?
I'm working hard.
Good. Good.
Hey, Max. How you doing?
Morning, I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
Hello, Max.
Morning, Trey. Are you drawing?
Yeah, I'm working on a painting, so this may not be a very exciting hangout. I'm sorry.
This is a digital one, though.
Yes, it is digital. Definitely digital.
Now, Trey, do you actually do you paint with paint?
No, I don't paint with real paint.
Just curious. Do you do any type of like hand art, or is it all digital?
Yeah, I do a lot of ceramics. I have a ceramics wheel, and I've been doing ceramics my whole life.
Awesome.
Yeah, I make a lot of pots and this sort of thing. I'm in little ghost modes.
Oh, you struck a chord with me, man. I love pottery. It's one of my little secret little fetishes when I'm out traveling with Charlie. You know, we always stop at little roadside, anywhere we can where we see that someone's selling some handmade pottery and stuff, and I always try to pick up a piece or two.
Yeah, I love it. I fell in love with it. I went to this all-boy Jesuit high school, and I really had a great teacher there. And then I went into college, and I had a great teacher there too. And then I got out, and I got my own wheel, and I don't get enough time to do it, of course. I'm too busy, but I do like it quite a bit.
Yeah, Charlie's actually been wanting to get a wheel and start doing some pottery. She has a friend that does a lot of really amazing stuff.
It sounds like, just besides making pots, some good photo ops with Charlie.
Oh, absolutely.
Get a bit terracotta dirty with her.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, you guys could just ghost it up there. You can dress up as a 2012 version of Patrick Swayze,
and I dance just like him, which is the good thing. That'll help out the costume a lot.
Yeah.
We were just talking about you playing dress up out in Burning Man.
Oh, really? What kind of get up did you have me in?
I had you on a bicycle and in a pair of balloon pants, but that's just me.
Ah, yeah, MC Hammer.
Yeah. MC Hammer on Pee Wee Herman's bike.
Hey Trey, how are you?
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good.
Good. I'm just goofing around with a little painting here. This isn't a normal hangout. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just opened it up for fun.
Wait, but what are you using for the painting? Are you using Photoshop?
No, this is a program called Art Rage. It's basically a lot like Painter, but it's like really light and fast and quick. You've got all these tools here. Like here, I'm going to pick the palette knife.
Is that an open source program?
Edges. What's that?
Is that an open source program?
No, but it's practically open source because it's only $50. Yeah, I mean, all this. Look at the way you can mix these paints together. It's great. So it takes some of the hard edge off some of these thicker, wet oils that get on here.
We're having a little discussion tonight about your post about piracy. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that. I didn't intend for that thing to get such a big. I wrote that. I was on a plane flying back from L.A. and I was listening to the new Hans Zimmer album. I love me some Hans Zimmer.
Oh, me too.
and I have a nice relationship with Hans. We got to be kind of friends, and he emails me, and he even. I mean, I'm only telling this because I'm just one of the most proud things of my life. But anyway, he emails me, and at the bottom of his emails, he writes, "Love Hans." I thought, oh my God.
Oh my God, Hans loves me.
My heart skips a beat every time he emails me. But anyway, so I was listening to his new album, the new Sherlock Holmes album. I haven't seen the movie yet, and I thought the music was really nice. And I started thinking about piracy and all this stuff, and I thought, well, I've never really told people what I think, and I guess it's unique because I never read it, so I'll just rip it out. And I spent like 20 minutes writing that thing and posted it like right before I landed, and then I got home and it had like 200 comments. I thought, Jesus, I didn't.
Oh yeah, that was an instant big deal.
I should have proofread the thing or something.
Well, the irony to that is before I met you, and actually,
it's funny.
Within the first.
What's funny is I agree with every.
Oh, thanks.
Go ahead, Keith. Yeah, I do too. I agree with 100% with the way you worded that.
I was just gonna say I agree with everything in it. That the funny thing is that because of the employer that I have, I can't talk about that.
No.
Right.
Because I work for Disney, and Disney is very good at protecting everything.
Because you work for Metallica.
I feel bad for you because you still work for like a corporate employer, and I know it's important, and Disney is great, but I'm so glad to be free of that. I know you're not yet.
Hey, I'm having a little trouble hearing you, Jan. You're really light. You're really light. I'd like to hear what you're saying, but I'm only catching a little bit of it.
Oh, I was saying to Keith that I feel bad for him. He still works for a corporate employer. It's more wonderful to be on your own, I think, because then you can say whatever you want, right?
Well, I guess you guys should see my face, and I'll say hello, and then I'll go back to screen sharing, so I'm not this
Well, I had
we know that
mysterious creature.
We know that's really you painting that picture.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Trey, I had
some
something
Cyrano de Bergerac. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Where because of you, I was inspired to go ahead and also do Creative Commons when I started putting all my stuff online. And today, somebody, and then also made it so anybody could download any of my pictures. And then today we found somebody that had downloaded all of my albums and had reposted them under his albums.
Okay.
And so it was kind of like I had to live it in the flesh. And I'm like, okay, well, I put my money where my mouth was as far as Creative Commons. And after a bit, I ended up just emailing the person, and just because the only thing he hadn't done was put attribution.
Right.
So I just I messaged them in Google Plus, and I said, hey, you know what? It's all good that you can download my stuff and reshare it, but you have to put like a link back to my profile. And then he just did it.
Good.
And then after that, I was like, okay, well, this is everything that how it's supposed to be. And then I just have to sit with that, and I'm like, how do I feel about somebody just downloading all of my albums in bulk and reposting them with my name on them? And I'm like, that's exactly what I asked for, so it's going to have to be okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so I had to live with it. It was because at first it sounds like a really great thing. Hey, everybody, take my stuff, do whatever you want with it. So when somebody finally does it, are you okay with it? So
yeah, but Ricardo, what's the difference between that and someone taking writing an article? Like, let's say there's a big online magazine like Smashing Magazine or one of these design-centric magazines, and they say, look at this new photo sensation, Ricardo Lagos. Here's 15 of his best photos. Look at it. And they have this huge readership, and they repost your photos in their article. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. It's free publicity.
Yeah, eventually I finally just was okay. Well, that's what it feels like, and now because at first, before it happens, I just kind of took a leap of faith, and then but I got okay with it.
Good.
Yeah, so it's interesting that whole conversation. There's so much emotion surrounding your own work, right?
It's a counterintuitive. Have you read The Alchemist?
No.
I did.
Anyone here read The Alchemist?
I read The Alchemist years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't necessarily know why I brought that up, because he doesn't speak to this exactly. But it does fall largely into his thoughts on the flow of the universe.
Find a photo of a place.
And he, his stuff is pirated right and left. I've never heard his specific thoughts on it, but I bet it's perfectly okay with him, too.
Right, I would suspect.
Yeah.
So where that touched me personally, honestly, was when I first started photography. Flickr was my first introduction to online photo sharing. And your work was some of the first work I saw, along with Thomas Hawks and a few others. But I saw HDR for the first time in my life, and I was like, "Wow, what is this? What a different way to see a picture, to make a picture, And I didn't even know what a shutter speed was at that time, So it was awe-inspiring. So I got to admit, Trey, one of the first things I did was Google your name, and I did download your CD. Guilty.
I think
as
it's that
charged.
a little bit like getting a free sample off iTunes, because you don't know if you like it or not. And then also, that's not the last little tutorial I'll put out. I'll do maybe, really, I only spend about 10% of the year teaching. I'm really out shooting and post-processing and doing my own thing.
Right.
And I like to teach. I don't really know how people learn, first of all, but I do like to teach. And when I teach for the same reasons I think Feynman likes to teach, because people ask me all kinds of questions. And then I'm the kind of personality that I don't just give answers. I really think about the questions, and I kind of reinvent the answer each time to make sure that I understand the premises of everything. So that's why I like teaching. So anyway, I'll do about 10 a year. I mean, 10% of my year, I'll do it. So next year, I'll spend about 10% of my life. I'll probably do another webinar, something new, and so you took it this time. No big deal. I bet next time, you'll pay for it. I bet
and that's
thousands
exactly
of other people will pay for it too.
Right, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Is like I wouldn't dare do that a second time. Like I gained my respect and learned something new from that experience, and certainly the next time. And that's just to reinforce what you said in your post. That it's like advertisement. You made a positive impact in my life, and I wouldn't dare do that a second time. And now I'm totally inspired to contribute to what you've given. So
well, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just dying to buy something from you now. I've actually got a couple prints in mind.
All right. Well, I don't put that much out for sale. I only do a little bit because I'm not one of these guys that's always trying to sell stuff. That's annoying, I think. I figure if people like me, they'll just wait or they'll root around and find something to buy, or they'll get an ebook or something like that. Hey, speaking of that, Jan, why don't you write an ebook for flatbooks.com? We are blowing up and we need more authors.
I would love to. That would be wonderful. Thank you for asking me.
You're very well known, and your book would sell like hotcakes.
It's very interesting that you say that, because I've written a bunch of books, and they went to, through the traditional, the workflow, and they end up in Barnes & Noble. I used to go to Barnes & Noble and visit my book. I was so excited to have it there. And RC, you can probably attest to this too, maybe not, but it wasn't the same experience as being online and being able to interact with people who are reading or hearing what you have to say. It's so much more exciting to have the actual person on the other side and just be broadcasting, by writing a book or doing a podcast or doing something. It's just you, as opposed to having the other side, responding to you in some way, either online or writing to you or something. That's how I feel. I'm really changing the way that I'm feeling about putting everything I know out there. Because I really just want to teach people like you do. I don't care about making money. Money is like the extra bonus, and I need it to live, and I understand it's important. But I really care so much about people just hearing, I figured it out and I want to share that with other people. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's the right attitude. Just do awesome stuff and don't worry about the money, and you'll end up accidentally making money.
Exactly.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, is my audio better now?
Hey, Doug. Yeah, you do sound better.
All right,
Hi,
good.
Dad.
Hello,
Hey,
Jan.
Doug.
Everybody's here.
Everybody.
Hi again, Doug.
Everybody.
Everything is happening.
There's all it's all happening, man.
All happening.
And you sound like a human.
No longer the breathing cyborg.
So, Doug, are we getting down to a date for the Marin Walk or what?
Yeah, I think it's going to be New Year's Day.
All right. Sounds
We're in
good.
New Year's Day. Oh, how sad I'm not going to be here.
I think Trey's going to Yosemite. You going to Yosemite, Trey?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, Thomas and Trey and a bunch of other folks.
I want to go so
Scoble.
bad.
Is Scoble going to be there?
Trey, how long is everyone staying in Yosemite?
I don't know. You know, it's not super organized. I think we'll be there. I'm there the 29th until the 29th until the 2nd, but I leave really early on the 2nd. And while I'm there, I actually don't even know what my shooting schedule is. I'll just I'll be up early for the sunrises and there for the sunsets. I bet the sunset's early. I bet, because of the mountains, it's probably like even 3:30 or 4 or something. I'll
Depends
see.
on how much snow you have on the ground, too,
Yeah.
Well, the snow's real. It's mild up there right now. And the reports look pretty good, so it's probably going to be nice weather.
Yeah, it depends on how much snow you have. Your access to different places will be different.
Carter, are you going to go?
I'm going to be in Seattle, so I'm going to be photo walking by myself in Seattle. I'm here on Christmas. Anybody want to photo walk on Christmas?
Christmas Day?
Any day, 24th, 25th. I'm in San Francisco without a car, so I'll be taking the bus downtown those days.
Well, that sounds like a lonely photo walk on Christmas Day by yourself.
Well, see, my wife is a minister, so she works all day on the 24th, and she's going to work all day on the 25th.
It's a busy day for her, yeah.
So she'll be busy, and then I'll be around, keeping myself busy. This is her first time out of school, so she's working pretty hard.
Her first time out of seminary?
Yeah, she just finished seminary, and she's doing an internship in Walnut Creek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to embarrass her, but did you all look at Helen's video today?
Yes, her 2010 photo video. I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, very nice. Well done.
Thank you.
It was pretty.
Oh, where is that, Helen?
Well, I'm going to take a look because I haven't seen it.
But I felt like I missed something because it was 2010, not 2011.
Yeah, I just said on the post that since 2009, I did one for 2009 because I did a 365-day project. And I did one in 2010, and I'm waiting for the year to finish so I could include all my pictures for 2011 to make a new one.
Did you make that with Animoto, or what did you use?
The simplest thing, Windows Movie Maker.
Windows Movie Maker?
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
It was easy. It was easy, and nothing much to do. Just overlap the images, put some music, and that's it.
Make a little blue here for the base.
That's clearly what's wrong with the Greek economy, is too much Windows.
I have Windows. I have Vista.
No, all right, I won't make no more Greek economy jokes.
Why? Please do. I'll join in.
All right, in the chat I put the link to Helen's show.
My show.
All right. Hey, Trey.
Yes, sir.
I have...
the one I did in 2009 is... sorry.
No, tell us.
I was going to say that the one that I did in 2009 is really, really intense as far as how my skills changed during the year. Because the images start out terrible, just horrible, and It got better because I shot every day. It was a 365-day project. So, yeah. It's really intense.
RC, fire away.
Oh no, I was saying that I've got a couple of images on the Stuck on Earth app now.
Great.
Oh.
I'm like, it's looking good. Now I got to just figure out. I just changed some captions, so.
Good. We'll get you some followers there.
It looks cool, dude. I dig it. I'm like, I can't believe that this was stopping me as much as it was.
Well, it's not, as Doug knows, it's actually not easy to add photos as an editor. It takes several hours of work to find stuff.
I'm hoping that from the photo walk we might get enough. Hey, maybe we'll do a top 25 list instead of a top 50.
Yeah.
Get something going.
Well, I'm hoping the new year you'll bring us an Android version.
Yes, that's in the plans, the Android version. It's not easy. I just got a new Samsung Galaxy myself, so I'm a big Android lover.
Well, why are you doing 2.3 or 3.3? 3 point up.
Oh, well, probably 3.3 and up because it's so robust. You know, it's pretty.
Yeah, especially because your app works so well on like tablets, and all the tablets are really running some of the latest software. There's no point in going back before ICS, right?
Right.
On ICS is 4 point.
Yeah, I'm suggesting that you go just for ICS because, like,
I don't think so. You have many with 3.0 and up.
Yeah, there's so many millions of phones out there that have 3.0 and up.
Like the, I guess like the Kindle, right?
Yeah, we do have another app that's coming out very soon. I might release it for testing tomorrow. It's not that app though. It's probably not really for you guys. It's more for fans and stuff that just want my wallpapers. But it's a really nice wallpaper kind of gallery app for the Android.
That's cool. I would
download. Oh, it's for Android.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would download that.
Me too.
Yeah, we got to test it. I can't get it to work quite right on my. We originally built it for Google TV as a giant high-def screensaver app, but then we decided to go ahead and make it for every Android device. So it works great, except it's falling apart on the Sony Google TV. We can't figure it out, so our developer is working hard on it.
Well, it would be great to have put it on my new Samsung Galaxy Tab next year. I'm waiting for that one. the higher res 11-inch one. With a 2560 resolution.
Yeah, that's a crazy resolution.
Wow, for real.
You Germans are so serious with your resolution.
Why German? Samsung is not German.
Oh, but you are.
Well, but it's just, I think it's a great resolution for a device like that if you use it for
I agree.
photography.
I agree. I love good resolution too. I'm right there with you, brother.
Because it looks so sharp. On a computer, I wouldn't prefer it to 2560 because then everything gets too small.
Yeah.
Unless you're on a 27-inch or something monitor, then. But still, for daily use, it's just too small, man. My eyes would hurt after a few days.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But yeah, next year I think I'm gonna go tablet as my new mobile device. I'm not gonna buy a laptop this time. And I'm gonna put on Photoshop Touch, which is funny because they put it out for Android first and not for iOS.
It works great too. I use it on my tablet. I've got a Zoom, and it works excellent on my Zoom.
Yeah, I want to use that. But I'm getting the Samsung Galaxy Tab, which are
the Photoshop Touch app.
Yeah, it's badass.
So, Maximilian, are you serious? You're going to give up post-processing on a computer and just do a tablet instead?
No. But I was a laptop user for a long time, but this time, instead of buying a new laptop, I'm going to buy a tablet.
So you'll still have a desktop?
I don't have a desktop now, but I will get a desktop instead of getting a new laptop as a main machine.
I gotcha, okay.
Because I thought, okay, now I want to customize it a little and build my own computer.
I gotcha.
Because down the line, I guess it's much nicer. So in 3 years, I can just put in a new processor instead of buying a whole new computer.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I've always loved about PCs.
Yeah, that's why I'm still a Windows user and will always be a Windows user.
Yeah, I'm Windows at home and Mac on the road. It's all about having a MacBook Pro in your lap and a PC on your desk.
I never understood the appeal of MacBook Pro because I miss my HDMI, I miss my Express card readers, and then on the 17-inch, I miss my SD card reader.
Yeah,
the best conversation that I think that I've ever heard on that, and I'll just keep names quiet, just for the sake of keeping the names quiet. But they were at a very, very big PC, in a very, very big PC area, and we were having the conversation about why people choose MacBook Pros. And like I have a Dell 6500, I have a Dell 4500, I have a MacBook Pro, and the person turned around and said, Take your computer and turn it upside down. And you turned it upside down, and he's like, that looks like a stove. Like, if you look at the MacBook Pro doesn't have any screws, any knobs, any of this. He's like, the MacBook Pro was designed by a person who believed that looks matter just as much as everything else does. The entire experience matters. Now, this is coming from a person who, like, I'm a hardcore PC guy, and I taught PC, I was a network admin, I did all that kind of stuff. But when you buy a MacBook Pro, you don't just buy performance. You actually buy into the look. You buy into the aesthetic of it. You buy into it looking clean, looking nice. As much, God love the Android tablets, but they're garish to use. Right. You look at an iPad tablet, and it's you buy into the sex appeal of that, and I think that what happens is we all start off with the best of intentions. Like, now I've got, like, I'm MCDSE, MCST, I'm MCSA, I'm an MCDBA, so I have a lot of technical experience. But at the end of the day, when I picked up my Android, I got tired of, like, well, if you root this and you run this and you apply this one patch and this one mob does this, and I'm like, you know what? I really don't care. I just don't care. You get to a point where all of a sudden it's like, well, I can take the core out and replace the RAM and do this, and I'm like, those days are way behind me. Like,
that's what
right
I did with my desktop. That's like, the same idea behind my desktop. I finally said, I just want one that is quiet, it looks good, and it's just. Yeah, and so I'm like, I don't care if I'm going to pay an extra $1,000 or $1,500 to have the same performance. And I think that that's where there's a very, very big differentiator and that kind of stuff. And it's like a lot of the times people are like, well, I believe this is good and I believe this is bad. And I honestly, like, I went on a show once with my Dell M6500. We were doing a Photoshop episode, and they were like, oh my God, look at that thing. And I'm like, yeah, when grown-ups need to work, this is what we use. That machine screams the Dell M6500. However, it's like 15 pounds. It's bright orange. It's not, it doesn't look sexy when you put that on your lap.
Well, Dells are never sexy. That's why I go with Sony.
But the Sonys aren't sexy either. At the end of the day, they just suck. And it's like when one of those people, when somebody takes a look at the industrial design, love them or hate them, Steve Jobs paired himself with really smart industrial designers. They built the aesthetics. They did stuff just as much. And what happens is I think that to some degree, people just get pissed off over the fact that it looks nice. I think people turn around and they go, damn you, Apple, what with your all glass and really, really portable stuff? I hate that. It's like
all glass. If I had dropped the iPhone as often I dropped my Galaxy Tab, would have been broken 1,000 times already.
But you know what you should do? Don't drop your iPhone.
Yeah, try not to drop that.
Try not to drop it.
Don't hold it the wrong way because you might not get reception.
Hey, look, I'm sure he's also, has he tripped on stuff? Absolutely. That's we're not looking at the guy as Saint Jobs, but what you are saying is when people go it's fun. I find it funny.
It's nice,
when people turn around and they go, I don't get what the MacBook Pro is, and I'm like, have you seen a MacBook Pro? That thing looks cool.
Yeah, I've seen it. Honestly, I disagree with you because the MacBook Pro is just a boring brick to me.
And
that's like there is no timeless design in it and everything. We talk about the Leica M camera, then that's timeless design because it's been the same for 60 years. Mac changes their designs every 3 years. There's nothing timeless about that. And
I have to tell you that I have to support RC on this because I really think it's not a matter of Mac versus Windows. What it's about is people are sick of having to deal with troubles. They just want to have a machine that works. They want it to be like their TV. They turn it on and it works. And I think that's where we're going in the end. And the Mac takes us one step beyond Windows toward that goal, where on the computer, it's just an easy thing to do. You do not have to think about it. It just happens.
Yeah,
I understand why you tech geeks love Windows, but real people don't want that. They want just turn it on and it goes and it completes a job for them. They don't have to understand the inner workings like you do if you use Windows.
My best Windows machine is a MacBook Pro.
The funny part about it,
and I'm talking to you now on a MacBook Air, which is absolutely a gorgeous machine.
The crappy part about it is that
the Windows camp. I'm a tech geek and I haven't touched Windows in probably like 8 years.
I must say though, this is a very first world conversation. Because if you go out to the rest of the world, $1,000 and $1,500 is just unacceptable to pay for more, for looks or for sexiness. And what I care about is I have my monitor and my keyboard and my mouse in front of me, and I want it to work, and I want, it's just there's no way I'm going to pay that amount of money. Except for a lot of people, it's like. If an average Greek earns about €700 a month, can you imagine that it's 2 months' salary to get an app? No, there's no way.
No, 3 months for a good Apple. The base models you can forget.
No, I'm saying the difference. I'm saying that the difference would be $1,500. That's 2 months' salary. This is not going to happen.
Wait, how much did you pay for your computer, Helen? Really?
Oh, my computer I bought in 2007. There's no point in discussing it. It's very, very old. So, yeah.
Well, I do confess I have a Sony laptop, and that wasn't cheap either. It
mine is
cost
Sony.
like
Mine's
€1,500. So, okay, it's not a cheap computer either compared to an Apple, but it's still €1,000 cheaper than a comparable one, and still has more features.
See, and I think that at the end of the day, I think Helen, you're absolutely right. I think that for individuals who have an average salary of that kind of stuff, yeah, I mean that is kind of hard. I mean that's a hard pill to be able to swallow for most of that stuff. And yet, to some degree, there should be a certain amount of conscience when you're buying those kinds of things. But I'm not arguing on whether or not you should or shouldn't. I'm more discussing. When people say, why do you? When people say, why do you, like, it's very plain to see why you would. Now, whether you should is a completely different conversation.
Yeah, but RC, you're missing the point.
If the income was different, there would be no question in my mind that I would be choosing Apples. But, until that happens.
Okay, so RC, here's a question for you. If you did not work for Kelby Training or Kelby Enterprise, would you have a Mac?
Yeah, I would.
Well,
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Well, because of the reasons that Helen is saying. It's too expensive for her.
No, I'd still make more than €700 a month. If I weren't working for Kelby Training, one of the things that I think that's really interesting about all of this is, I'm a teacher. I work as a teacher. That doesn't necessarily, like, when you come to Kelby, when you come to work for Scott Kelby, it's not like all of a sudden they're like, pot of gold, here you go. It's still a job. It's still a job, and you get paid, and it's like, you know, it's not you get paid well, but it's not like, it's not Shaq money, you know.
Plus, you know, like, I think for someone like RC and like probably like myself, when we buy a computer, we're amortizing it over. I mean, like this computer that I just bought, I'm not going to replace it for 4 years. So I'm not looking at like I spent $3,000 right away. I'm looking at like, okay, I'm spending $800 a year for 4 years to own this computer. That seems acceptable.
Yeah.
I'm going to start clicking on you guys. People may be finding your conversation fascinating. They may want to see what you look like. I kind of occupied the screen there.
My last laptop was a MacBook Pro, right? And it lasted, I actually used it for 5 years. So I was like, okay, well, that was definitely worth it. It's the amount of time that you use the piece of hardware where...
Yeah, I think 3 years and upwards acceptable. This laptop, the one I'm using now, it's 3 years old now, almost.
So I mean, it doesn't matter if it was a Mac or if it was an IBM. Any processor becomes totally like obsolete in 3 to 5 years if you're doing things like image manipulation, video manipulation, audio. And so if that's like the thing that you do, then you're probably looking to upgrade every 3 to 5 years.
Right, and that's where I was looking at, like to Jan's point, like when she said, you know, if I didn't work for Kelby, it's like, well, a lot of what I do from a career standpoint now, I work just as much as in InDesign, as much as I do in Premiere, as much as I do in After Effects, as much as I do in Flash. So I'd be at a point where I would want to be at a point in my career where I would be able to afford the tool that I need to be able to do the job that I was trained to do.
Yeah. You gotta buy the tools that make you work best.
And that part, it would be really, really hard for me to be able to do that. Here's a very, very practical example. And what happens on the PC side is that I think that sometimes Windows can just, sometimes every PC manufacturer at one point or another will pay the price with Microsoft when it comes to stuff. Like, here's a perfect example. Like, I switched over to my Dell, which I absolutely love. The 4500 and the 6500 are my two favorite machines. Those things just crank any project. So I switched over, and I wrote my first book, the Get Your Photography on the Web book. And after writing the first book, I had to take every single screen capture that I did over. Because in Windows, you have, ClearType? So the ClearType option, when you do a screen grab to be able to share into a tutorial, when it gets ripped into an image, it's absolutely horrible. So our production teams that are, you know, graphic designers, layout editors, and all that stuff, were sitting there burning these effigies of RC because everything that needed to be able to happen had to be recaptured. So it's like, or another one was doing a tutorial sometimes in certain pieces of software changes your frame rate. So you have like that variable frame rate, and if you try to encode all of that stuff into like Final Cut or things like that, you'd cause a sync problem. So it's like, here's a PC, here's a good chance, like a good honest attempt to be able to use a PC, and then all of a sudden it's like, wah, 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 okay, I'll go back to the Mac, I'm sorry. So.
Well, let me just, I think those are really great examples, and I've had those same problems, RC. That's really funny. But I will also say, outside of our, you know, kind of specialized business, I've had other examples where my dad, thank God, he's still alive. He's 95 years old, and he's an amazing guy, and he has a computer. And he's like a lot of the guys that I taught when I was at the opposite. And try to explain to them what to do on Windows machine is like talking to, you know, it's like talking to the wall. There's no way you can ever explain it. It's not, I don't know, it's not like normal speak. Does that make sense? But if you try to explain a Mac, they can see it. They can understand it. It looks like something normal to them. you know, it's just understandable.
Yeah, but what about Nikon versus Canon?
Oh man, don't get me
For
started.
me, there was also the issue
You
of
would
that a
do
lot of
that,
my
wouldn't you,
work was.
Doug?
For me, there was also an issue of using a lot of AutoCAD, so I needed AutoCAD to run.
Well, now it runs on a Mac after forever.
Yeah, it
But
does.
seriously, how's the painting coming, Trey? We're watching.
Oh,
It's looking good.
Trey's
The
jabbing
software
himself in the
for
eye with.
AutoCAD for the Mac is different.
About Canon, I want to say, you talk about good industrial design. If you like good industrial design, why in hell would you buy a Canon camera?
Oh. Go for it, Max. Go for it.
Oh boy.
Don't they all just have buttons and you push them?
Yeah, they're just in different locations.
Yeah.
Canon
Okay.
cameras are ugly.
Okay.
And to be honest, the one thing
Nikons
as
are
a-
designed by Italian designers.
as a card-carrying Nikon shooter, I happen to think that the difference between the Canon and the Nikon is one of them uses a white lens, one of them uses a black lens.
Yeah, you know, like I own
It's
different
like-
types of different types of jeans, and they all fit pretty good.
Yeah, it's like what
They
the
do.
one like. To be honest, like you know, one of the reasons I didn't like using a Canon, for me, was people would ask me, they're like, well, why don't you like, you know, why did you prefer Nikon over Canon? Now I shoot both. I know how to use both. If you threw me a camera and we went out on a shoot, I can shoot. You know, I'll come back with a shot on either Canon or Nikon. That said, when someone asked me about my preference, I leaned towards the Nikon, and they asked why, and I was like, truthfully, because the Canon to me sounded anemic when I would shoot it. I was just like, when you click on the shutter would be like, ka-chih, ka-chih,
It sounds a bit
it's like,
effect.
oh, that's so cute. Look at it taking a picture.
I can't believe you guys took the bait on this, though.
Now, that's
For real, Doug. Look what you started. Oh my god.
That said, as much as I thought that the shutter sounded very anemic, and like a Nikon shutter, like you hear it, it's like clack, 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 clack. It's awesome.
The M16.
You know where it isn't awesome?
Yeah, that thing.
In a church.
In a church.
If you're taking a picture of a wedding, it's like.
It's like skipping the record real quick, huh?
Oh God! You want to see heads turn? Fire
Everyone's like,
fire
what the hell is
Nikon D3S in a church.
that? Everyone ducks.
Ooh. So
I saw that, Doug.
it's good
Well,
on one
I
side.
thought I'd do my sound effects.
It's
Yeah.
bad on one side. It's good on another side.
But in design,
So speaking
Nikon is better.
of, I got a Canon S. What do you call that thing? S100 today.
That sounds so cheap, Doug.
Yeah, that sounds sort of
What
tinny.
what did you get?
I got a Canon S100.
You got a Fuji X100 or Canon X100?
Canon.
Oh, I thought you got the Fuji X100.
Oh, no way. I can't get that. But I got the S100, and apparently they're, like, you can't get one. So I happened upon this. I went to my local camera store, which is a real camera store, like in the old days, and they had one hidden behind the counter. They promised it to the owner, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden they put it on the counter. I'm like, here's my money. I'm gone. So I got it. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's start
I
seeing
was
these
proud of
shoots.
it.
Early Christmas.
Yeah.
A present from Jan to Jan.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'll let you know what I think of it. I haven't had a point and shoot in years, you know, but I'm sick of dragging that heavy thing around. When I go to Helen's country, I don't want to drag that big Nikon thing. So,
You're going to come to Greece without a DSLR?
oh, kind of, maybe.
My goodness.
I know, and I wonder what the next thing's going to be released that's going to make all of our giant cameras and camera bags and lens collections obsolete.
A larger camera and larger camera bag and larger lenses.
Nope, that's not what's going to happen.
Okay.
It's going to be something horrible. It's going to make us all want to stab ourselves in the neck. And
Did anyone try that? that light field camera yet?
I have a theory. I thought the other day, I said, suppose it's actually a fraud. Suppose it doesn't work at all.
Oh, vaporware.
Yeah, they've got the online app that you can experiment with the different depth of field kind of stuff on. Suppose it's a fake.
I don't think it's a fake.
You ever seen one?
And we're done.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't buy one anyway because it's only from
RC,
Mac.
they would have brought one to Photoshop World. RC, did you see one there?
Nope.
There you go. I rest my case.
Right. You make
I find the whole concept silly anyway. I mean,
Why, just because it doesn't run Windows?
no, because why would I change the depth of field and the resolution of it? What's the resolution anyway?
Who cares the resolution? That is such a,
It's a concept. It's a concept.
Yeah.
But it does. It only works on computers. You can't show it anywhere else.
It's the beginning of a new technology. I mean,
How
about when the guy had the first digital camera? We were all shooting film. A guy comes out, and somebody said, "Yeah, but look at the resolution." Imagine where we've taken this in all these years.
Well, here's an even better. Here's a good analogy for this. For a while, when I would go out and shoot, I'd always bracket, right? Like bracketing is a concept that was out there back in the film days to kind of hedge your bet on an exposure. It's like, all right, so you pick 60th 5.6, and you're out there, and you're like, I think it's 60th at 5.6, but you know what? Let me shoot one under, one over, just in case, because I don't want to miss this moment, right? Then somebody turned around and said, you know what? I just came up with a piece of technology where you're going to be able to take those exposures and you're going to make a giant-ass sandwich. And the exposure is going to be amazing. And I'm sure a whole bunch of people turned around and said, dude, why would you need 3 pictures? You got one. That's it. That's all well and good. And think about, like, the application. Forget about, like, all the Velvet and Elvis HDR stuff that you've seen out there now. But think about, like, there are a whole bunch of images that are being made, an entire style, an entire art form, all that kind of stuff that's being done just on the tool. So it's like whether I agree with the tool or not. Like, I look at the Lytro thing and I'm like, why would I want to change my focus? Why would I want to do that? And I'm like, it's not for me to ask whether or not it's why. It's just, all right, this is a cool tool. As an artist, I think our job is to kind of receive the tool and see where it's going to take us in our own head, rather than sit there and condemn the tool and turn around and go, well, why would I want to? The moment that you start arguing, why would I want to, you're making yourself extinct in the process. You'd be surprised as to why you would.
When I first saw these images, I was thinking, okay, well, you can click here and it's clear, and then you can click there and it's clear. But I'm using a mouse or a tablet, right? I can imagine very soon where our pointing devices are going to be connected to our eyes, wherever our iris goes. So if we look at different parts of the pictures, it would focus and the rest would blur, and that would sort of give you the impression of depth without having to have 3D technology.
Right? I mean, why not?
The first thing that I thought of when, I mean, this is how I see